Well, aspiring flag bearer for the new patriotic party, Nana Akufo-Addo, is starting his nationwide campaign tour in Akoto Lante in the Ojojo constituency in Accra. Akufo-Addo believes the major issues confronting the people of Ghana today are around the increasing sufferings visited on the people through bad economic policies, the breakdown of social services, and the loss of confidence in the president and his administration to offer credible solutions. Let's find out what's been happening at Akoto Lante ahead of the launch of Nana Addo's campaign tour. Kwabena Chenchen is my colleague and he's joining us from there. Hello, Kwabena. Hello, Kwabena. Kwabena, are you there?
Hello, Kevin, I'm here.
Tell us what's changed since we last spoke.
Well, not much has changed. Just that Nana Addo has finally arrived, and there was a roaring welcome when he actually walked in the company of several other dignitaries, including Osafuma, former finance minister, as well as and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, former running mate for the 2012 general election. But a few more people have joined the forum since we last spoke. People notable among them include Chairman Wuntumi, that's Bernard Nchigo, who happens to be the Ashanti Root now, Chairman Maxo Kofi Juma, Sheikh I.C. Kwe, and a few others. But Nana is officially here to speak. We are, as we stand now, the dignitaries here are just being acknowledged, but I'm sure in the next few minutes Nana will be speaking and will be giving you a live feed of that. Absolutely.
We'll come back to you when Nana Addo Dankwa takes the stage to speak. We've been speaking to Kwabena Chenchen Boateng. He is at Akoto Lante now, where Nana Addo has arrived in the area to launch his nationwide campaign tour. Let's move on to other stories now. Member of Parliament for Ekwapim South, Osai Bunsuamwa, says the second Millennium Challenge Compact, which has its main focus on energy, seeks to address and improve on supply and distribution of power in Ghana. Speaking on AM Talk, on the AM show, Osai Bunsuamwa noted the deal will make the electricity sector more attractive for private sector participation. The Ministry of Energy and Petroleum on Monday denied reports the Electricity Company of Ghana will be sold as part of conditions attached to the second Millennium Challenge Compact.
Millennium Challenge Compact is very useful. This is the second one. The first one started in 2007, ended 2012. It was mainly investment in agriculture, access roads, etc. Now the government is going for the second compact, over $500 million, and the government focused on energy. And mind you, if you're able to even complete this agreement, it will go to Congress in the US for them to also approve it. And if you look at the documents, it's something that has been very well done. For Millennium Challenge accounts, before they drop in $1, you have to make sure that they do enough assessment. Now in the energy sector, one, they've been able to identify how much we need to be able to solve our energy problems, especially with electricity. And then the 500 or so that they are bringing in is just a small part of it. Government will have to put in about $37 to $40 million, as against 400 and something. The whole compact is saying that if you look at the electricity sector, we have huge losses, and we have problems with supply, problems with transmission, problems with distribution. Now what this is seeking to address is to make sure that we have better supply system, distribution system, transmission system, and it is recommending that there should be private sector investment. That is where the catch is, private sector investment in reforming the sector, one, in addressing physical issues, and then in making sure that all these challenges that we face in the electricity sector are addressed. And they think that by infusing the over $500 million into this sector, it will make it more attractive for the private sector to invest in it. Obviously, then the next stage will be, if you say private sector is investing in this sector, are they coming in just to maybe give loans? Are they coming in just to have equity participation? And what will be the level of participation? So these are the issues that will come up after the sector has been reformed. Because this first investment or this tranche is to help address all the issues that you can think of. And when they
all the issues?
Most of the issues is from Tema to Tamale, that is Northern Electricity Development, and even Greco. But to make it more attractive, more or less, for others to want to invest in it.
When News Today returns, I'll bring you what's trending in the world of business. Don't go away. Thanks for staying on. Now, in business, government will in the next few weeks institute a presidential task force to clamp down on landlords and property owners who charge rent in foreign currencies. The rationale behind the formation of the task force is to ensure that landlords and property owners do not overcharge their tenants, especially in foreign currencies, as the practice is contrary to the rent law. The various stakeholders in the housing sector, including rent control, have been making final inputs into the document for the formation of the task force. The function of the task force will also include mobilization of rent taxes as part of efforts to improve revenue collection. Government is hopeful, when formed, the new task force will help the state generate more revenue from landlords and property owners. The rent tax currently stands at 8%, and landlords and property owners are expected to pay this rate to government anytime they lease out their properties. Well, the Union of Commerce, Industry and Finance Workers says it would oppose any attempts to introduce VAT on some banking services. Government in June suspended the introduction of a 17% tax on some services the banks would be rendering to the public. General Secretary of the Union, John Isiape, says the union's move has been influenced by the fact that the Ghana Revenue Authority is still running commercials which aim to educate the public on the tax. He said because services like ATM and SMS would be affected, if customers decide not to use them, banking halls would be choked. Ghana is suffering from a severe lack of confidence in the economy. The currency and leadership, well, that is according to leader of the Progressive People's Party, Dr. Pakwesi Indum. Dr. Indum at a lecture to mark the second-year anniversary of the PPP such the situation, if not immediately and effectively handled, may force Ghanaians to resort to other options other than voting.
Ghana is suffering from a severe lack of confidence in the economy, in our currency, in leadership. And when I say leadership, I mean political, social, religious, business, all of them together. We are in a crisis, no doubt about it. Anyone who for political reasons want Ghanaians to believe that we are merely facing some problems that will go away soon without the need for sacrifices, hard work, and a determined leadership does not respect the intelligence of Ghanaians. We, the people, must also treat such people, especially those who want us to feel joy when there is pain, with contempt of the highest level. Our country, Ghana, has been gripped by a crisis characterized by a lack of confidence that makes it difficult for our people to make sacrifices and trust in what the leaders tell them. Indeed, if we do not solve this problem, our society may degenerate into each one for himself or herself without the ability to enforce discipline. We must make sure that the people do not act out what they feel And what they feel, quite often they tell you, oh, Obiaraba, sir. Now, if the people act that out, then why would they put their hope in voting? What would be the need to wait 4 years to go and cast a vote? Obiaraba, sir.
CEO of the Chartered Accountants Ghana, Fred Moore, is asking government to ensure it spends especially borrowed funds on infrastructure for development. He says although government is working to cut its spending in the public sector with the introduction of the gift miss, there is the need to effectively manage it.
The needed revenues to run the economy remains a challenge for government as debts continue to pile, hitting about 58 billion cedis. In the midst of the challenges, government is seeking to spend an additional 3.197 billion cedis in a supplementary budget. But Chief Executive Officer of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana, Fred Moore, says infrastructural development should be key in government spending.
One of the critical factors that we need to look at is infrastructure, road building. Borrowing it alone in itself is not a bad thing. It's what you borrow and use the money for. If you use it for capital projects, that has got the potential to generate wealth in the long term, then that in itself is a very good thing. But if you borrow to spend on revenue items, day-to-day items, then you've got a problem. So the detail, the detail is what needs to come out. Once that has come out and it is clear what the borrowing is for, then it becomes a bit easier to sort of analyze and comment on it.
He also asked government to effectively manage its cost containment proposals.
All of the measures that the government said is something that will be good for any company, any economy to look at, like the payroll management system, the public sector financial management system, gift miss. All of those things are good things to do. Your question is, are they able to manage it? The devil is in the detail. It is a bit disheartening that some of these things have been mentioned year on year and we are still where we are. But I'm reasonably confident that if the measures are put in place, then it will be easier for us to get out of that cycle.
The Institute also wants government to find creative ways of raising the additional money they are requesting. Abigail Atamaquinchi.
Well, government is being urged to adopt an indigenous Ghanaian energy-saving cooker on a large scale. Jacob Mensah has invented a cooking saucepan concept capable of cooking 6 different dishes at the same time using one source of heat. The man in his late 60s is calling on government to support this initiative and adopt it on a large scale for its many promising benefits. He was speaking at an exhibition on sidelines of launch.
The manifest effects of climate change on human existence have left no more debate on the matter. Weather patterns appear to be the most daunting evidence. They call it the Mensah Economy Cooker. Its inventor, Jacob Mensah, is a Ghanaian scientist and energy expert who says the invention is his contribution to the remedies of climate change. He speaks about the scientific principles upon which the design of his cooking utensils are based.
The principle one is that at standard temperature and pressure, boiling occurs at 100 degrees plus or minus 5%. Any additional heating becomes a waste of energy. And a waste energy in the form of steam, when passed through additional cooking pot, can do further work, which is cooking. And that is what I'm demonstrating. That is what has been demonstrated here. We have used the waste steam to cook yam. We have used the waste steam to cook plantain. We have used the waste steam to cook vegetables, and we have used the waste cooked to prepare stew.
Do you need a special saucepan to do this?
Oh yeah, you need a special saucepan, which is easily you can easily handle it without getting bent.
We would like Ghana to adopt this. We don't want this to come from China for us to buy. This is our local invention, this is our local principle, and we have to support energy-saving initiatives such as this.
The utensils have an inbuilt tube linking one to the other. Steam generated from the saucepan with direct contact to heat is transferred to the others. His officials say the system doesn't just save energy but reduces water usage, since food in all the other 5 saucepans are boiled by steam rather than water. He believes this will go a long way to improve the country's energy-saving efforts if it is adopted on a large scale. The invention was launched in June this year. Press Secretary of the Sustainable Energy and Environment Project, Kwesi Adai, in a statement copied to the Ghana News Agency, noted that the invention also cuts cooking time and cost by close to 75%, as it duplicates cooking points from one boiling source.
With this concept or this principle, you are saving 75% of energy, and you are also saving over 60% of water. The reason is that with only 1 cup or 2 cups of water, you can cook 6 different meals. The only pot or utensil that needs water is the bottom one. All the rest is being cooked by steam. So we want, we want all schools, all institutions, because this is the domestic type. We have the commercial use. You can use it at the hotels, you can use it at the restaurants, you can be cooking your rice here, you can be cooking your yam here, your vegetables. You can cook, just with one source of heat, you can actually cook over 10 meals.
Jacob Mensah is of the view he has done his part to help deal with the effect of climate change, but he is seeking investors for possible manufacturing partnerships to broaden the use of the invention beyond Ghana. So far, manufacturing company Domond designed this prototype. Kifty Andopia, Joy News, Conference Center, Accra.
This is News Today. Here are top stories. Business analysts warn the spread of Ebola, if not controlled in West Africa, could negatively impact on businesses in the sub.